Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Hanifah from class 4A2 Mathematics Education in Muhammadiyah Tangerang University. Today I want to explain about vector. Let's start together. Vector. The meaning of the vector. A vector is a direct line segment that has a specific magnitude, value, and direction. Geometrically, a vector can be described as directed line segment, where the length of the line segment represents the magnitude of the vector, and the direction of the line segment represents the direction of the vector. Next point, writing vector name. First, using capital letter must use two letters. For example, vector A, B. Second, a vector whose length is equal to the length of the line segment AB and its direction is from A to B. The last, whereas with lowercase, only one letters, for example, vector A. Next, material of kinds of operation vector. One vector in R square and material 2 operation vector in R square. One vector in R square. The length of a line segment that represents a vector v are denoted as the length of a vector. Absolute value of v is as follows. See this picture. Absolute value of v equals root of v1 square plus v2 square. The length of the vector in relation to angle formed by the vector and the positive x-axis. And this picture, when you search cos theta equals v1 over absolute value v becomes v2 equals absolute value v cos theta. And when you search sin theta equals v2 over absolute value v become v2 equals absolute value in theta. And when you search tan theta equals v2 over v1 becomes theta equals tan minus 1 in the bracket v2 over v1. Next, material operation vector in R square. One, addition and subtraction of vector in R square. Two or more vector can be added and the result is called the resultant. Vector addition can be done algebraically by adding the components that are also located. If vector A equals in the bracket A1, A2, and vector B equals in the bracket B1, B2. So, vector A plus vector B equals in the bracket A1 plus B1, A2 plus B2. Second, multiple vector in R square with scalar. A vector can also be multiplied by a scalar, a real number, and will produce a new vector. If vector v is a vector and k is a scalar, then the vector produced can be denoted k multiplied by vector v. With description, if k greater than 0, then the vector k multiplied by vector v is in the same direction of the vector v. If k less than 0, then the vector k multiplied by vector v is in the opposite direction to the vector v. If k equals 0, then the vector k multiplied by vector v is an identity vector 0 equals 0, 0. 3. Algebraically, vector v multiplication with scalar k can also be formulated as follows. K multiplied by vector v equals in the bracket k multiplied by v1, k multiplied by v2. Scalar multiplication of two vector r square. The scalar products of two vector can also be called the dot product of two vector and can also be written as vector A multiplied by vector B. For example, point A and B have a position vectors A and B. Find the position vector of the midpoint M or AB. Answer is method 1, the displacement vector AB equals B minus A. So, vector AM equals 1 over 2 times B minus A. Therefore, vector OM equals vector OA plus vector AM equals A plus 1 over 2 times B minus A equals 1 over 2A plus 1 over 2B. Method 2, if the parallelogram OACB is complete, C equals A plus B. Since the diagonals of OACB visit each other, so the midpoint M of AB is M equals 1 over 2C equals 1 over 2 times A plus B equals 1 over 2A plus 1 over 2B. Thank you. Thank you for watching everyone. See you.